Hey you guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. It's me, the real PB. I don't know why I what to call it. But that is what this episode is all about. So the willingness to fail to win. So obviously you're not going to be a master or a prodigy at whatever you do in the beginning. But it's safe to say that if you keep trying, you will eventually, you know, get to the point where you want to be at in all your endeavors. All right, so let's get into the footnotes. Well, now I want to redo my introduction. So yeah. Hey y'all, welcome to the Real P Bitch Hot Seat. It's me, Leah, your one and only host, because there'll never be another. Ever. Y'all see my color is fading. But it's still cute, you know. The skin good. I was gonna come on here in bonnet, PJs, no real P shirt on. Just really finna wing it. But I was like, nah, it's about the look, it's about the brand. Like I can't just come on here half stepping. You know what I'm saying? Because I already didn't prepare no for a dialogue. So let's get into these footnotes. I had to make sure nothing on the back because this is my notes journal. But yes, remember that you can shop my merch at www.therealpbmha.com. And for those of you who cannot spell, it is TheRealP, B as in boy, M as in magazine, H as in house, A as in Aaliyah.com, period. All right, so I recently just finished this book titled what is it called? The Book of Secrets by Deepak Chopra. He's a well-known author. That book that I recently just finished is a New York Times bestseller. So yeah, very insightful book. And it kind of gave me the courage to go back and do another live episode because it just was like the last live episode was like so much of a flop that I just was like, oh, it's gonna be a while before I get on camera again. But I was like, nah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And yeah, so I went ahead and hey chat. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm just gonna have to basically stick to my message, stick to the notes, and just like really have to ignore the trolls that get in the chat. So yeah, basically what Deepak Chopper was saying throughout the book was like, you gotta know yourself and like go within and ask your questions within. Like, don't look to the outside world to validate you or to basically get answers on what is real, because only you gonna be able to have those answers for yourself. Only you gonna be able to, you know, do the deep searching that you need to do, soul searching that you need to do to figure out what's right for you. Can nobody else tell you what's right for you but you? So yeah, when you inquire things, inquire for yourself, look within. That's one of the biggest revelations that I got from that book. See, and this is why I don't be liking the live chat, but it's okay because he probably somewhere with an ashy ass face. But this is the real P bitch hot seat, and we not finna get on that. What you know what I'm saying? P is a movement. P didn't ever stood for perfect. So yeah, that part. Because the P will pop her shit on her motherfucking show. Period. Yeah. All right, so let's get back into the notes. So I took some notes from the book. And this is what I got. So winning doesn't have to look good. The two have nothing to do with each other. That's like one of the main points. You know, they literally have nothing to do with each other. Because the prime example that Deepak used in the book was that when racers or runners rather, when they running across the track, when they get that finish line, like they not studying what how they face look when they cross that finish line. So why would they be worried about how the next person feel about that winning shot, how that look? Because they still got the golden medal. Exactly. Thank you, Samuel, in the chat. So, next point. Being passionate about something looks good from the inside, which is what really counts. Period. So it don't matter how the other people feel about it. It's about how you feel about it. And we 5 minutes in here. Thanks. My brother colored my hair. It's starting to fade. But yeah. Thank you. So yeah. Looking good from the inside isn't about an image. It's a feeling of satisfaction. So yeah. Deepak really got into a lot of things. And I feel like finishing that book was just so eye-opening for me. It was like, dang, like a lot of the things that I used to be stressed about, worried about when it came to doing this podcast, like really is irrelevant. Like you have to be willing to fail to win, like, because it's not gonna always be perfect. You're gonna have to, take that time out to be like, okay, I'm not good at this. But in order to get good at this, I'm gonna have to mess up. It's trial and error, you know. So you just gotta, roll with the punches. It's not gonna always be perfect. Somebody's gonna always have something to say. Hence the chat. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, why would I care about how somebody else feel about me when it's like, okay, they ain't got nothing but time and opportunity, and they not even taking the opportunity to do something productive with their lives. They rather troll the next person. And it's like, if you really had something going for yourself, you wouldn't have the time on your hands to be trying to troll the next person. You see what I'm saying? Thank you, TriStar Vincent. I appreciate you. So let's get into this next point. It says you won't be satisfied as long as you have your image in mind, which is, one of the major points that I took from that book. Like, as long as you're worried about how you look and how other people feel about you, you was never going to take the initiative to just do something. Because it's just like you all in your head, like, how they gonna say this, how they gonna say that. It's just like, no, fuck them folks. And that's what this whole P movement is about, like being your most authentic self, being real with yourself, like, and not caring how nobody else feel about you. Because people gonna have something to say regardless, period. And that's why you just have to be like, have a fuck you mentality. Exactly. And I really be wishing that people that do all the trolling, like they really do find something about themselves that they can learn to love and just, build upon that and then just stop being the troll that they be. But if you don't got no haters in this life, you're not doing nothing special. So everybody in this life got a job. All right, so let's go to the next point that I took from Deepak Chopra. So guilt is unreasonable. As with shame, it makes you feel overly responsible. So you shouldn't feel guilty for nothing, basically, is what he said in the book. Like, you got to forgive yourself and forgive the situation and just be like, okay, it happened, it's done. You're not getting that time back, move forward. So it's like, don't beat yourself up over the spilled milk. Clean the shit up and keep it pushing. Period. Because I hear the crash out. Now, I ain't gonna hold you. It does took a while for me to get to this point because, like, me, I used to be overly sensitive. I used to let any little thing, had me crying, break it down. It's like I had to learn, like, girl, have a backbone. Like, it's not in the world. It's not the end of the world. Words cannot hurt you. Okay. Now, I feel like now I've gotten to a point where I'm more defensive when it comes to somebody else. Like, when it comes to my family, somebody I love, I'm not just gonna let you say just anything. But when it's come to me, it's just like, okay, cool, whatever. Never heard that before. And it's like, because I know who I am within. So once you validate yourself, anything else coming from the outside is just noise. So yeah, that's one of the biggest points that Deepak made, was just like, the world is in you. You know what I'm saying? If the world is in you, then that means that obviously it's what you say. It's your world. So why would you allow the outside world to deter and tear down your inner world? Because that's what comes first before anything. You got to make sure you good within in order for you to get your best without, they're not without, but in the outside world. So, essence. So, he did a nice little breakdown on what essence is. And I broke it down into like the 3 things that he broke it down into. So, essence is to exist, to be self-aware, and to create. And so I feel like we all embody essence in some shape, form, or fashion because we exist. A lot of us are not as self-aware as we think that we are, but yeah, and we all create, whether it's something small or it's large, like period. Thank you, TriStar. If you have a channel, I'm gonna subscribe back to your channel. Not Siri in the back being nosy, y'all. But yeah. So essence is to exist, be aware, and to create. And like I said, the last episode that I did, I just honestly, it was bad. But it wasn't bad to the point where I was just like, nah, I can't do this again. I felt myself, it was like, this is not something that you gonna be good at overnight because you're not no public speaker. And I think I passed public speaking in college with a C, like just by the skin of my teeth, like because I had the confidence to get up there and do it, but it was more so like perfecting my enunciation, being from the South. And y'all, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I have a problem with smacking my lips before I talk, and it's just like a habit. I don't know. It's just something that I do. And the filler words, my likes, my that was another thing with public speaking that got me. But honestly, though, if I'm being real honest, like I probably could have passed with a B, but I missed one of my major assignment projects, and it was like, without that grade being in the grade book, you know what I'm saying? I could have still came out with a B if I had did that one little thing, but I didn't do it. So that's why I always tell people, you know what I'm saying, continue to educate yourself. Why is notifying me about somebody else live when I'm on live? This is about me right now. So, well, not about me. This is about the message. Let's get back to the message. So, you are born. It says you are the unborn and undying I am. Remember that, and if your mind ever wanders from this truth, bring it back. So, basically, I mean, obviously, this was a spiritual type book, spiritual self-help type book. I would say more so about you learning yourself and being connected to yourself and not allowing outside forces to second guess what you know within. The next point, he says, as one turns away from the notion of I in the world, one finds liberation. So basically, once you separate yourself from the idea of you just as yourself as a person, and then the world outside being the world, and you being distinguished from the world, like once you break all distinctions between right, wrong, left, right, you find liberation. So it's like, here it is, only the strong survive. And that's one of the points that he mentioned, like in this, where you got to find contentment, you got to inquire, you got to be self-aware, and you got to have strength, because you're going to have to answer those hard questions. Like when you inquiring about the world, which Deepak references as the self, the world is in you. So basically, you're asking yourself these questions. Why is this like this? Why is this like this? Why do I feel this way about that? And it's like you asking yourself. Don't look to the world to tell you why you feel this way about something, because the world hasn't been in your shoes. Well, the outside world hasn't been in your shoes to tell you why you feel this way about the breakup. Only you done been with yourself from sun up to sundown since the day you came into this world to know why you feel so, you know what I'm saying, broken about this situation. I am from the South. So it's like, don't look to the world to answer your questions. Always look within to answer your own questions until you find the truth. That was basically his whole thing with that. And then as you look within and ask those questions for yourself, you become more self-aware as to why you feel a certain way. about certain things, what triggers you. You learning yourself. And that's basically what I've been doing the past couple of years, learning more about myself, learning why I am the way that I am. Like growing stronger, obviously. Like the last point is strength. Because the more you learn about yourself, the stronger you become. You don't allow what used to affect you anymore because you know why it affects you. And it's just like, okay, is this valid? Should I even allow this little petty shit to affect me? No. Why am I finna allow somebody talking shit about me to affect me? They gonna do that regardless. Is it making me money? Like, is it gonna benefit me to go break down and cry because somebody said that they didn't like me, or they didn't think that I was cute? Like, I think the world of me. So I feel like that it just ends there. Nobody else's opinions matter at that point, because if I already validated myself, you validate yourself, then how the next person feel about you is just, it means nothing. And it says what you seek, you already are. So I feel like what I seek the most in life is peace. And so in a lot of ways, I'm starting to see how I am that. Exactly. Period. And look, that's what this whole podcast is about. It's like an intellectual thing. And then other times, like I do get on here ranting, just talking shit, and it don't be too much about nothing. It just be just to talk. But definitely, I think overall my goal is to, as a young adult, just better myself and evolve into a great human being, because it ain't too many individuals out here that can say that they are decent human beings, that they working on themselves for themselves, but thinking about the bigger picture overall. And what I've learned is you have to really be open-minded. Going back to the point that I was trying to make in my last episode, which was you got to be okay with, disagreeing with people, because disagreeing with people does not mean that y'all, that person is disrespecting you just because they don't view things the way you view things. Like, and I had to learn that myself. Like, just because this person don't think the way I think don't mean that when they say something that conflicts or contradicts what I believe, that is disrespect. Like, it's not disrespect. They just don't see things the way you see it, and that's okay. So yeah, that's for me being so like sensitive and like moody. I would say that was one of my big things. Like, I had to learn and pick up on, like, okay, Leah, just because they don't like XYZ does not mean that they said something wrong. I'm from Georgia. Yeah, born and raised. I've never been to Mississippi though. I'm gonna fly through there next week though. Well, not into Mississippi, but I'm gonna fly over Mississippi because I'm going to Texas on Tuesday. Yeah, not Tuesday. I'm just calling out around. Not Tuesday, Friday, y'all. Friday. Who knows? Might do just end up in Texas on a Tuesday. Might just be there early. But yeah, all in all, I'm at gonna be 19 minutes. I typically do my episodes like 20 minutes, roughly. That's like the minimum. What's up, Tennessee? Period. I'm glad to have y'all, like, some decent people in the chat this time, because last time in the chat they was getting very out of pocket, like inappropriate, and it's just like, dang, like I couldn't even get the message out. It was that bad. But yeah, like basically in the last episode, I was just telling y'all about disagreement versus disrespect. Basically saying like you can be who you are and not allow it to interfere with like what you're trying to do in your life. Like my example was, you got people that dedicate their lives, not their lives, but dedicate their career and they whole passion to like wanting to teach children and work with kids. And so they work with kids, but they're grown ass adult. And so they're gonna do grown ass adult things. Like, you can't expect a kindergarten teacher, 365 days out the year to always be about kids, always be posting about kids, and just always active and involved. Now, if that's her heart and soul and her passion, and that's what they're gonna do. But they still don't. They still have free will to go out and have fun. So if they want to go out and go to a strip club, they can do that. That don't make them no fake person that that lives a double life or has a facade. Like, you can be all of that in one. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't feel like you can't just do it all. Don't allow anybody to put you in a box just because they said, oh, if you work with kids, you can't be out here talking to strippers and shit. Like, no, yes, you can. You can talk to whoever you want to talk to. You can hang with whoever you want to hang with. Like, they need to stop the whole saying birds of a feather flock together. In some cases, that is true. But in other instances, like, everybody is their own individual person. Just like that old saying say, if Johnny jump off a bridge, are you gonna jump off the bridge too? I mean, you might if you feel like Johnny is all you ever had. And that's all Johnny, you know what I'm saying? Johnny was all you ever wanted, then you might just jump off the bridge with him. Or you might come to a realization, well, shit, that's Johnny. And I can find me another Johnny, that damn common ass name. It's so many Johnnies out here. Okay, like, don't allow people to put you in a box. Don't be no follower. You know what I'm saying? Just do you. And the people gonna love you for that. Because, yeah. This episode went so much better. And I'm gonna wrap it up by telling y'all to shop my merch at www.therealpbmaj.com. Got these shirts, some other shirts, some shorts, and like a sweatshirt up there right now. I'm working on putting more inventory on the website right now because obviously it's a small project, but I want it to grow. Anything that I'm working on, I want it to grow. Like, just like with this podcast. I'm not gonna lie to you. It might be linked on like one of my prior episodes, but it's not like linked in my bio in the description. But I will definitely put it there. But I love y'all. Thank y'all for joining the chat and being amazing. Remember to keep it P, positive, passionate, persistent, purple, whatever P word fits you. Okay. The P stands for everything but professional and perfect. Okay. We define what those words mean. All right. I love y'all.